Hello guys, how you're doing? I hope you do well. I hope you do fine in good meaning, of course. This time I want to talk about transmigration from so-called 3D to 5D. But before that, I will shortly show disclaimer that this story is only my perception and not in any way professional advice or something like that. You can skim it through, but you already it knew. If you had watched some other videos of mine, please stay safe and be okay, not because of our pleas, but because of our glees. So, I have some story in mind about 3D and 5D energetic transmigration, sort of own interpretation. That 3D is living by surviving, even if everything seems okay, and 5D where people are just in their best timeline and don't bother by survivability and just enjoy own time and existence by some feeling unconditionally loved just being alive. I was always someone who never liked ideas about ascension to higher timelines, worrying that it is extra chore. When I figured out somehow that ascension to 5D levels is like obligation from higher spirits and angelic beings, I tried to accept it as a office worker could, because talk about being happy doesn't really rhyme with me by many times. I never liked the idea that now I could be someone awakened enough to perceive things differently and being outcast from surrounding people as some unwanted priest or something similar. Person who tells that things are more different how other people are used to perceive things. Luckily I was workaholic and I could not care anyways about ascensions or energetic level upgrades to live more better in this changing world to 5D version where people don't care about money at all and live somehow happy even if their knowledge made them as sacred vagabonds. But my soul has different idea, and by my working place so ascension happened, and I really dislike that I can't normally find new cubicle workspace. I didn't like that, I just didn't like that, but luckily being awakened to 5D thinking does not mean to be homeless and happy. It's more attuning to thinking that we are blessed by universal rules and can be happy, not paying attention to 3D materialistic concerns and unnecessary competition, which is literally everywhere. I like better interpretation about 5D transmigration, that being in 5D it is like changing job from stressful 3D office to mindful 5D office. It is funny that they can be compared like that. For 3D version there is never ending competition and thriving to be the best, whereas in 5D there's importance to be mindful and caring for own health and then putting work as next thing to do. While in 3D office working environment boss like to boss around things and even call in names on some subordinates, in 5D there are team leaders who support own subordinates by acceptance that they are human beings too, and Mike will remind that health is important even in office environments. It is like old 3D pushing through to other people's demands until happens to face on burnout, while in 5D we take care of our well-being and do better micromanagement that everyone needs to use vacation days to recharge better war alignment where they don't really need to ask for whole 100% performance, but it is enough to be own self and do work how it feels from day to day, preserving own shape. Does not really mean to be lazy, but sort of being on track with own bodily health. Funnily enough, 3D office workspace will demand ignore vacations and be on work for better or worse, to help, in quotes, own office peers. Otherwise, person can get some bad mouthing that they think only about themselves. So, in short, you could imagine that 5D is like working in white office, where superiors care about your own health, and 3D is like working to black office, where everyone are likely family, where quitters are not necessary, and everyone supports anything until health concerns start happening. Similarly enough, I would explain this way by comparing transmigration with school. 5D are higher classes, with 3D are something like starter classes. In 5D, people act more well-behaving, whereas in 3D classes, people are like children, which can't pay attention to someone's well-being or maybe would be compared. But 5D are more like intermediate classes, while 3D are like primary education classes. Why do you ask? This is how transmigration looks from sidelines. The uppers go up and lower classmates stay where they are. And now when 3D beings work more operational with humans, it is like they are harvesting 5D prone thinking people from 3D lower level people, which are harvested by lower frequency beings, something like demons. It is simple that if you want change, everything will change when your energetic body development is enough to start ascending from 3D to 5D. Don't take it wrong, but being comfortable for a long time with 3D occurrences and behavior really is a bummer for 5D beings to ascend people more, that they already have done it. People have always liked to live in comfort zone, so that some people are motivated to ascend just because that they would be able to live longer on this planet. Angelic beings don't need cubicle thinking people. They need someone which can be ready for development, to have more brighter emotions and inner life. Angelic beings are ready to help people to ascend, but it works fine with those who are really fed up with never-ending hamster wheel struggle from 3D. It is something like people from cubicle thinking transform to more open-minded people who can share on inspiration like it's nothing. Of course, 5D is not for everybody, and same time 3D is not for everybody either. There is just a thing that Earth now, while I'm typing this paragraph, is more prone to accept only people with 5D like thinking, and 3D people with old thinking will be purged from this planet. Don't worry, it's not really that important to finish transmigration in this lifetime, because we together are learning stuff on this planet. It is just that this planet does not want 3D thinkers anymore, because whole planet as energetic entity is wanting to resonate in 5D, which tends to feel unconditional love rather than never-ending stress from 3D. You can agree or disagree, but idea is that those who will adapt to changes, they will live, while 3D will go to same educational classrooms on different planets, dealing with the same thing again and again. Stress for them is comfort zone. For 5D comfort zone is more loving energy surrounding them and something to do with collective human evolution or something. So, continuing story, Dark is fighting for 3D people while Light is fighting for 5D and 5D-ish people. There is no war, even if transmigration is fucking tiring. by higher universal point of view, only transmigration between 3D and 5D people. How to say it? It is not easy to transform to be more loving person and transmute 3D energetic schmucks to higher vibrations, like stress is transformed as unconditional love and many happy feelings to feel alive. Not all people get there, but it is relatable for many people that many awakenings feel forced. It is alright, because we can reincarnate as many times we need to finish this school in quotes in 3D and graduate as 5D person, but still reincarnations can be limited, so better stay alive and see how things would go in one way or another one. While dark facts for person to stay in stressful energies, from side point it looks more like they test if person in question is ready to stand and stay in higher frequencies. 5D fights too, but it is more if person can ascend to that level and keep it stable. It is like checking if person is ready to be in one or another energy. Even process itself would be very discomfortable. Sometimes tests are necessary to test if people are ready to leave old habits to embrace new ones and healthier ones. In short, that's all. Thanks for watching, see you soon, guys.